For many folks, it can be helpful to just bring some attention to the breath. Some folks find it helpful to bring noticing into the five senses. So what are you feeling in your body? What are you hearing? Are there tastes? Are there smells? Just ways to come back into the body helps us check into our awareness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the Fit Fun Podcast. I'm your host, Fatima K. And today I am with another great person, Golder Goldstein. He was here on episode 54 of the Fit Fun Podcast. So check it out if you haven't, listened to it yet. It's all about resilience. But today we are talking about self-awareness. So Golder is a coach, change agent, and outdoor enthusiast, and so much more. That's what I picked up. He introduced himself on the episode 54, or so listen to it. So how did I meet Golder? I don't know if I think I explained it last time, but I'm gonna redo it. But so Golder is a fellow human potential coach, and I really loved his episode on Heart-Shaped Eyes podcast by Ronit Lemondrovi, who was also here with us for 2 episodes. And I was like, okay, I need to connect with this person, right? I need to understand him. I need to talk to him because he really sounded so different from me. And I love, meeting people that are really different. So I asked him to be on the podcast. He accepted, and I'm very happy that he is back. Hi, Golder.
Hey, good morning, Fatima. It's so nice to be here and glad to be back.
Awesome. Thank you. So it's the morning on your side of the world.
Yep. Nice and early, bright, early, crisp fall morning here in the mountains.
Wow. So, and it's 2 p.m. on my side. So I actually woke up quite late today because I slept really late yesterday. So I didn't do my morning routine, but beginning of the afternoon after lunch, I feel great. And after a bulletproof coffee also, it's nice. So today, Golder, I want to talk about self-awareness. I've been, like I told you, obsessed with this topic for the past, I think few weeks. And I dive deeper into it these days, writing blog posts, doing videos on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so what I want to know is, okay, what's for you, your understanding of self-awareness? And I want to also refer to some of your Golderisms, but we're going to let this for later. So take me through what you understand when I say self-awareness.
Well, I love that you brought that topic. It seems like life sends things in waves sometimes. And I've been talking with people about awareness a lot. So many of my clients, our conversations, whatever the sort of initial topic that they bring, they end up, just naturally, organically ending up on us talking about awareness, self-awareness, you call it. Some folks call it mindful awareness. But really, I think we're all talking about the same thing. And sort of simply put, awareness is just kind of paying attention on purpose to our present moment experience. It's just really a fancy word for noticing what's going on with us and how we're doing. And it can be helpful for so many different reasons. It helps us kind of slow down and see a little more space between our experiences and kind of what I look at as kind of automatic reactions to our experience. So when we create more space in between there, when things slow down, it just gives us more choice and allows for more conscious response to the world around us, including our internal world as well.
Right. Yeah, 100%. I think presence is truly the name of the game when you talk about self-awareness, because to be aware, one of the definition of self-awareness is like seeing yourself clearly and objectively through reflection and introspection. And to be able to see yourself, you need to notice how you feel, what your thoughts are in the present moment. So it's super, super important. I think presence, the more I develop presence, the more I become more aware of, how I really am and not, how I think I am, because there is like a distinction here.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like the most common question any of us hear is we see people, we talk to people on the phone, we bump into people out in the world and they say, hey, how are you? And usually reflexively, without even thinking, we just say, I'm fine. Like we're not conditioned to take inventory of how we are. Culturally, we're, often as kids, we're taught to, not make a fuss, and to kind of keep our emotions under the lid in society and culture, and to kind of tamper down our emotions. And so, as a response to that, so many of us, we're kind of conditioned to not really acknowledge how we are, not really notice, not really create the space for that. So people say, hey, how are you? And we say, hi, I'm fine, how are you? And then we move on, and having never given a moment's thought at that point or in other parts of our day to how we are, until it becomes unavoidable, until how we are becomes a problem, until it becomes something that we have to deal with. And then, by then there's been a lot of water under the bridge, and we're often find ourselves dealing with something that's very extreme because we didn't sort of acknowledge all the steps along the way that might lead us to that.
Right. So you mentioned, you having your clients, bringing the topic in your coaching conversation, these days. And I want to know, like, how people are reacting to self-awareness, like in general, from your experience, like people know, more like about self-awareness, like how to be self-aware, or some people absolutely have no idea of like what is self-awareness about?
Well, as with anything, it's we as people, we're all across the full spectrum. Some people, I bring the term awareness into the conversation, and they're really curious as to what that means, and it doesn't strike a familiar tone. So to them, I kind of simplify what I'm talking about into just, taking a moment to pause and take stock of, various aspects of our experience. So for many folks, it can be helpful to just bring some attention to the breath. Some folks find it helpful to bring noticing into the five senses. So what are you feeling in your body? What are you hearing? Are there tastes? Are there smells? Just ways to come back into the body helps us check into our awareness. And another thing that's a real big part of our awareness can be our thoughts. So just recognizing them, and as part of the noticing, as part of building awareness, is just creating space to recognize a thought as a thought, recognize a feeling as a feeling, recognizing sensations as sensations. And just by the simple act of doing that, it can just create more space, slow things down a little, and lead to more choice.
Right. Choices about how you will live your life, right? It's all about, okay, what's the decision I'm going to make today to either move forward or backward, in my life. And so this brings us to change and transformation. So that's another topic that I'm really diving into through basically, my YouTube channel. I decided to like kind of document my transformation, because I realized that I was allowing myself to be less that I could be. And, time is flying, and my library is full of books. I've taken so many courses. My kitchen is full of good things, but you still take the decision to not use them. You still take the decision to go to, the crappy food, or, being in procrastination mode. And I want to hack that in myself, right? Because I'm lucky to be, by myself. Like, I have all the time that I need, and to be able to do that work, right? And it's the best moment. By doing this work and documenting it, I think that's super important for people to understand that there is a process, and self-awareness is part of the process, right? For me, it's the beginning of this process.